as I entered in on the ski cut itself, it became pretty apparent that the snow wasn't that soft, that there was a little bit more of a cohesive slab. So we just skied the crease and unskiable here, and when I came into the start zone, there's two different entrances. There's a low start and a high start zone. I decided to go into the high start. It looked like I could get a good ski cut into it. The snow looked relatively soft. As I entered in on the ski cut itself, it became pretty apparent that the snow wasn't that soft, that there was a little bit more of a cohesive slab. And then as I came into it, as the propagation shot off the tips of my skis on the ski cut, it became very apparent how cohesive the slab was and how connected it was through the terrain. Because you can see it went pretty much R2, D2. It had a lot of power. So it didn't run very far into the bowl, but when it did come in, it got pushed through the little cliff band there, that little spot. And wow, there was a big powder cloud, and like I said, R2D2, but it had a lot of power. I wouldn't want to have been in it.
So Jake, can you talk us through what occurred yesterday? Your feelings?
Yeah, so, in deeper reflection of, yesterday and just going out skiing around in steep avalanche terrain and, triggering an avalanche that was much bigger than we expected. And I think it's important to recognize that when you're managing risk in a dynamic environment, it's not static, and so things are changing, and so subtle differences make a difference. Subtle differences in the conditions can make drastic differences in your actions. And so while things worked out yesterday, the avalanche just went a little bit bigger than we expected. Why? Well, it wasn't the problem we thought it was. It was a wind slab problem instead of a loose snow problem. And the consequences that are associated with misidentifying the problem is that on a stiffer slab, well, if you put a ski cut into that, it could break above you. And the consequences of that could cost you your life. That's the funny thing about risk is that risk is not static either. It's dynamic. It's dynamic to every individual. It's based on our experiences and what we value and ultimately what we feel is worth risking. And people often say, well, you're risking your life in these things. Well, I'm like, I don't know if you're risking your life. Maybe you're risking not living. And that's what's hard about this is I don't know that there's a right answer. Should you do this? Should you not do this? It's your choice. Your choices affect other people. Although the risk you engage with is your choice, and that's your personal self-expression. It's, for a lot of people, how we engage with risk is how we express ourselves. And that provides us with a lot of value. And so maybe that is worth living for.